My, oh my, the Edmonton Oilers run through the Dallas Stars in 5 games. The gentlemen sweep. They are on their way to a rematch for the Stanley Cup against the Florida Panthers, the Big Cats. Meow. We're going to have a full preview of that series tomorrow as we take a look at it. But let's recap this series against the Stars. Let's give the Oilers the flowers they deserve. Let's say farewell to Dallas, give our final thoughts on Dallas, and talk about really what was so special for Edmonton in this series and maybe what wasn't so special for the Dallas Stars. Now, Oiler fans, I know you're excited to hear about your team, so here it is. We'll start with you quick. We'll go to the Stars. We'll come back for the Oilers. We won't spend too much time on the Stars. The Edmonton Oilers' speed in the neutral zone is absolutely game-breaking. Somehow they got faster, even after losing Holloway and Broberg this year. And I think this team has leveled up significantly from where they were last year. They have peaked at the exact right time. The hockey the Edmonton Oilers are playing right now is not sustainable in the regular season, and that doesn't matter. The hockey the Florida Panthers are playing right now is not sustainable in the regular season. It doesn't matter. Both teams have a playoff switch. The switches are different, same, but a little different. The Oilers' switch is speed. What they can do in the neutral zone and with that puck is ungodly, unbelievable. They just shredded a deep Dallas Stars team. Made them look slow, frankly, for most of the series. The Florida Panthers switch that they flick, anger, aggression, hits, speed. They can switch it all on. So this is going to be a heck of a series between these two. Edmonton's trick of being able to win in the neutral zone, well, this is something new. The Oilers may have been playing with it for years, but they really have hit peak capacity at this point in time. When you look at players like Evander Kane, who's a little bit older now, you still expect him to have some speed in the neutral zone. Corey Perry, very old now, looks like he has some speed. And then you combine that with the young guys, Podkolzin, Connor Brown. These guys are on fire. The speed they have in the neutral zone and the offensive zone is absolutely next level. And their ability to play on the transition game all up and down this roster is just well documented throughout this series. Plus, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. What a setup guy. My goodness. What a bumper, what a passer, what a player, what a two-way guy. He really does know his role and his job in Edmonton. He's gotten even better this year. We're going to talk all about him. Evan Bouchard, defenseman of the West. Cale Makar out early. Miro Heiskanen returning from injury. Josh Morrissey all bow down this postseason to Evan Bouchard. There was one comment in the last video. Any defenseman can do it when he's feeding McDavid and Draisaitl and vice versa. I disagree. He has looked exceptional. Yes, throughout his career, playing with McDavid, playing with Draisaitl in practice. When you practice against the best players in the world, you're going to become elite. You go from good to great, from great to elite when you play with those guys in practice, and that's what he does. Gobbles up minutes. Who is going to outshine McDavid and Draisaitl? Very few players can even play at that level. There's a few guys in the league. McKinnon comes to mind. Bouchard's playing against the best in practice every day, all day, and it shows out there. World-class effort. Stuart Skinner gets the job done. The story of the Edmonton Oilers goaltending, fantastic. Kris Knoblauch, what management of this roster and his goaltenders. Skinner falls off the face of the earth against the Kings. It's all over. They're done. The Kings are going to beat them. Best defensive team in the NHL. Can't win against them in their building. Pickard steps up, keeps a minute. Amazing story. I told you Stuart Skinner would be back. He gets back on an injury, which is nice. At least Pickard doesn't have to end up seceding or bowing out to Stuart Skinner. And you get to see a couple glimpses of what might be the new NHL. We've seen Stanley Cups won this way before. Vegas comes to mind. You put tandems in net, and yes, Skinner's the starter, but don't overpay your starter. Pay your forwards, pay your defensemen, get the value over there. And if your goalie struggles, you're not afraid to pull him at $2.6 million per year. Because when you're paid 8, 9, 10 in those big giant numbers, even 5.5, like Campbell was there for a while, you feel invested in that guy. And it's hard to hurt the feelings of that guy. These are real human beings. I get it. Fans don't really care about the feelings sometimes, but it matters to an organization. But when you have a tandem, like Edmonton does, both guys can rebound and come back. So Skinner's still an NHL goalie, still a top 32 goalie in the world. And any top 32 goalie in the world can steal a game, can steal a series, and can get hot. And that's exactly what he has done at the exact right time. He has been the best goalie in this series. Wild to say. Jake Oettinger, not good enough. Simple fact, gets pulled after 2. Wild play by Peter DeBoer. When you have one of the best goaltenders in the world, he is the contract Jake Oettinger has. Yes, 2 pucks have gone in on 2 shots. There's always going to be fans that say, get him out. It's a business. I don't know if you can do that. I mean, he did it, so it's done. Obviously, you can do it, but I wouldn't do it. I think you got to ride your guy all the way to the end. There's more at stake than just this game, because it's not like you lose this game and he isn't coming back. It's not like you're not going to rewind back with this team if you're Dallas. And it can create a lot of bad will. Just ask Marc-Andre Fleury out of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, Matt Murray did win the Stanley Cup, but Vegas, that one was tough. Took them a while to win a cup before they came out with the 12 goalie tandem. I know it was like 3 or 4, but still, it took them a while to recover from losing their elite player. Ask Roberto Luongo, ask Corey Schneider. There are examples way more all over the league of coaches pissing off starting goaltenders and things just falling apart for the organization. So Otter's out, DeSmith is in. And when you got a guy like DeSmith, I'm sorry. It's just, why? He's had some good moments with Pittsburgh and other teams before in the past, but I say you just ride Oettinger. That's all I'm going to say about it. It'll be interesting to see how it unfolds. He'll be a professional. He won't cause a scene. But behind the scenes, that'll be a big chip. That'll feel like a knife wound to him. So the Dallas Stars will have a little bit of repairing to do in their organization after that, in my opinion. I'm not in there. Maybe he'll shrug it off and move on. Another note of the Dallas Stars, Mikko Rantanen and the Stars. Jason Robertson had a good game today. I get it. Guys were hurt. Everybody's always hurt. So it's not really an excuse, ever. They were non-existent in this series. Not at least to the level you'd expect them to be. Every player on the Edmonton Oilers, their first line versus Dallas's first line, Edmonton was better. Their second line was better than the Stars' second line. Their third line and fourth line outplayed the Stars' third and fourth line. Shocking. Shocking to me. Not shocking to Edmonton fans watching their team all year, but it is shocking to me. When you got a guy like Wyatt Johnson in the 2-3 hole, depending on how you want to look at their lineups, Tyler Seguin in that 2-3 hole, flip them, put them any direction you want. These are some heavy hitters. Like, you look at that roster and you go, whew, they should do it. But they got beat. And they didn't just get beat by 3 guys. They got beat all up and down the roster. So when you look at this team, you go, what's there left to do? Dallas is going to have to answer that in the offseason. We're going to cycle back to them. We'll have a dedicated video for Dallas and every team that exited later on in the future. But right now we're talking about Edmonton. So tough. Edmonton beats them. Edmonton beats them at every step of the way except one period where power plays didn't go their way in the first game. If not, it would have been a sweep. So you can feel good if you're a Dallas Stars fan. I applaud you if you feel good. All fans should always feel good about their team. It's never that, great feeling to get into that bitter space that, sometimes teams can get to. Maybe the Leafs. Sometimes, maybe a grizzled Jets fan sitting here talking to you. It's never good to me in that. So cheer for your team, respect your guys on the way out. But boy, as a neutral observer, I'm not cheering for either of these guys. It's just like good hockey. That was tough. I didn't think they showed out the way they should have. And this is a results-based business. So I don't know what you change, especially when your $12 million man, who is the star of stars for the first 2 series, disappears. Magic trick. He had some moments against the Oilers, but when you take a look at the Edmonton Oilers stars, McDavid, Bouchard, and Draisaitl, they're the only players this playoffs that have performed like stars in the Western Conference every game, top to bottom, in losses and in wins. Even in those 2 losses against the Kings, The stars showed up. You want to win a cup, you need your stars to play better than the other team's stars. And I'm not talking about the Dallas Stars. I am talking about elite NHL talent on every team. McDavid and Draisaitl do that. They are the best, most elite players in this playoffs in the Western Conference. And there's a lot of really good players, but they did not take a shift off, a night off, and they performed and they put pucks in the back of the net. And when your best players are doing that, your role players around them, guys like Hyman, guys like Nugent-Hopkins, and these aren't low players, they're very high quality pieces for any team. They really start to shine because the pressure comes off of them and they shred whatever pressure is left for them. And then you have the young guns or the guys, the unheralded heroes, the Corey Perrys, the Podkolskins, the Connor Browns, and they go up even another level because there really isn't anything left to cover them. And they've been practicing against the best players in the world, so they open up and they shred. It's how the dominoes fall. If your stars and elite players can't play like elite players, your depth can't play at all. It is very hard to ask the depth to step up and beat the best, because if you can shut down and put away guys like Mikko Rantanen, why are you worried about Mason Marchment? Other than the fact that, he's a fourth line grinder and he can take a player out here or there. I don't feel bad for that 1 second because this is the playoffs. That's how it works. There are slashes, there are hacks, that are hits. Hyman is out. That is going to be a devastating blow for the Oilers in the finals. They get Ekholm back. Elkholm for all you long-term HGS fans. They get him back. Looks good today. Big piece for the Oilers. A shutdown defenseman is critical. You don't need them to win, but they are massive depth pieces for any organization, and that's what Matthias Ekholm is. A massive depth piece. You want to have a guy like Bouchard more than anything, an offensive press the world kind of player. But when you have a shutdown guy this good, and then you pair him with guys like Jake Wallman, I know he's not paired together, but like you have them on the same team, that's just a luxury. So it's nice that he's back, but losing Zach Hyman does hurt. It hurts a lot. That's an unreplaceable player in my opinion. It doesn't mean you're going to lose. It just means ouch. But this is the game we play when we play with fire. When we play with cross checks, when we play with hits, boarding, slashing, all of it. There's no crying in the playoffs. I said that when Hintz got hurt, and I heard a lot of people saying he was fake and must have had an injury before. Maybe not. But Marchman got him back. That's how it happens. That's the answer you're looking for. I said, where's the Dallas Stars answer? Well, there it was. And I told you in the preview, beware of that fourth line in Mason Marchman. He can grease a guy up with the best of them, and he does. So now Edmonton's going to have to prove it without him. It's that whole live by the sword, die by the sword thing. But I don't think the Oilers are worried. Now, before we break down the clips, take a look at the time on ice. Evan Bouchard, Darnell Nurse eat up the largest volume of ice. Defensemen always do. Why wouldn't they? Bouchard eats up 25 minutes a game. It's not the highest volume I have seen. 17 points in 16 games. It's not updated yet for tonight. Darnell Nurse, same thing. 5 points, but same amount of ice time. I think this is going to go down as Ekholm gets a little bit stronger, but we'll see. But it's McDavid and Draisaitl. They're right up there with the defensemen. These guys eat up so many minutes for forwards. 23 minutes, 22 minutes required. Nugent-Hopkins comes in at 19 minutes, and then Hyman comes in at 17. He comes in at 17 along with guys like Evander Kane. Corey Perry gets down to 13. Connor Brown at 14, because Kris Knoblauch is really good at switching around his lineups and getting guys to play with other guys to get them in. But what this time on ice tells you is exactly what my eye test tells me. You play the big guys, you get the big guns out there, and then you get everybody else out there. I mean, if you take a look at this average per game, as soon as you get away from Nugent-Hopkins, and if you were to cut out the defenseman for sure, then you're starting to look at normalized 17, 16, 15, 14, 14, 13, and it gets down to some of the smaller guys like Podkolskins that are about 10 minutes a game. Valuable minutes, but they really do lean on their big horses, and so they should. When you take a look at the Corsi, get Josh Brown out of there for his 10 shifts, McDavid, Bouchard, and Draisaitl, monsters if you believe in advanced analytics, absolute game breakers. If you believe in goals for, same thing. Goals for percentage, advanced analytics, McDavid, Draisaitl, Bouchard. I told you the stars are playing like stars. 61.5, 59.6, 59.3 for all three of them. These guys are massive. And then you got guys like Hyman, Perry way outplaying his contract and his position. Fantastic job here. The point of looking at all this is just to confirm what you already know. You've seen it the whole series. You know it in your gut. These guys are good. You just get to see how the coach and how the team operates and what happens and how you end up winning as well as these guys do. So unbelievable job by them. Edmonton as well in this series. Absolute puck hounds when it comes to picking it up. Pucks in the middle of the ice here. You can see Dallas has the opportunity to pick it up, but they don't get to keep it. Look at that neutral zone pressure from Edmonton. Evander Kane, bang, goodbye, he's gone, thank you, kick it up to my skates, and do the Kane thing where I get a shot at the top of the circle. Connor McDavid, look at the body language here. Does this look like a guy who's in a panic? He's not really, he's kind of gliding in. He sees it, he is so smart because he knows that puck is coming out to his stick. And bang, turns on the afterburners. That beautiful little flip pass that he's known for, moves it over to his partner. It's the quick little give and go through the ice. We end up buying ice as we cut across. And that cut across opens it up for McDavid, who's on a natural 3-on-1, as McDavid does. Sick little backhand toe drag. Flip shot. Beautiful. I don't know what Florida's going to do to counter this. I don't know if they can. Because when it's not McDavid, it's Leon Draisaitl, absolute unit of a man, SWAT machine, SWAT van, cigarette machine with a head on it for those of you from the 80s, Coca-Cola machine for those of you from the 90s. Best passer in the NHL, moves it over, unbelievable. God tier work here. When you can move it over to the right and then you can bump it back into the left, it's just 1, 2, quick tic-tac-toe. That had an opportunity to go in. These are the best players in the world, making everyone around them just a little bit better. He can do it with full speed as well, too, as he carries that neutral zone. Like I said, as they do, 1-on-3, no big deal. Standard issue play for Draisaitl, driving it in wide. McDavid, same idea in this series, right through the neutral zone. 3 Dallas Stars, like they didn't even matter, didn't even exist, comes in. Great little shot. Nugent-Hopkins, who else is there to try to put in the rebound? Unfortunate bounce. Has the opportunity here, doesn't handle it, but that's okay. None of these plays resulted in goals. That's why I picked them. Connor Brown as well, too. When you play with speed, you get speed, guys. That's the way it goes. Connor Brown in, doing his best McDavid impersonation, McDavid light, if you will. That'll insult some of you, but that's what he's trying to do. He is mimicking Connor McDavid. He has that swagger. He doesn't have the skill or the speed. It's not the same, but he's playing like him because they practice the same. And even guys like Matthias Janmark here, pressure, pressure, pressure. We got to pick it up. We cause that pressure. We turn it over. 10 minutes a game. Very important 10 minutes. Pucks get on net. They're not always pretty, but they do go in sometimes. And then as we talked about as well, the Nuge, ultimate gadget guy, ultimate passer. Can score goals, does everything well. Former 101, beautiful breakaway pass here to Zach Hyman. Zach Hyman is gonzo, puts it in Bardowski. The 3-on-1 play, we all know so well. I mean, passing right to McDavid, bang. He knows his role. He's at the top of the circle. This is a place you want to shoot a puck when you have it. Most teams are going to shoot from here. You even got a screen in front of you if you need it. But he understands what the play is. He knows who he's feeding. He knows it's 97. Get that goalie moving. Let 97 go to work. Draisaitl, Perry, the Nuge on the power play. Draisaitl comes in. It's basically the game right after. I mean, it's almost the same play. It's a completely different player, but Draisaitl moves it over to Hopkins. Wide open net. Like, this is where you go to shoot, but he doesn't. You move it to what is arguably a horrible angle. But you're moving it to one of the best goal scorers on the planet. Bang, it goes in the back of the net. And same with Bouchard here. They leave the zone. This was a defensive zone face-off. Hopkins carries it. That neutral zone speed we talk about. They were out of their zone in less than 10 seconds. Bang, it's in the back of the net. That play started off a McDavid draw. It starts 200 feet away from the ice, and it's Nugent-Hopkins creating everything that needs to be created in order to score that goal. Speed through the neutral zone. What a player. What a piece for this Edmonton Oilers team as they go on to play the Florida Panthers, and what a great job he did against the Dallas Stars. The Stars came out to shine. You could make an entire channel showing Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl highlights from this series. You could make an entire channel of Evan Bouchard highlights from this series. Oiler fans know all about Hopkins. But for those of you on this channel that may sometimes watch the Oilers, what a piece. Great job. So neutral zone, check. Goaltending, check. Depth, check. The Nuge, check. Stars playing like stars, check. Nasty, gritty, unforgiving, kind of dirty, but so are the Panthers. And so is the playoffs. That's how you win a cup. This is going to be a nasty series against the Florida Panthers. It's going to be greasy. It's going to be so fast. It is going to be hard hitting. And the Oilers will push back. Bichel must have hit Victor Arvidsson 100 times tonight. Maybe it's only 6, but it felt like 100. He pancaked that boy on the boards. Arvidsson gets up like nothing happened. Hit me again. Do it again. Come on, big man. Is that all you got? That is the attitude of the Oilers. He may be only the size of Bichel's hip when standing compared to that big guy, but he will bite ankles. Doesn't care. Makes it work. That's what the Edmonton Oilers have done to get to the finals. They're going to be well rested. Their biggest war was against the LA Kings. They dispatched the Vegas Golden Knights like they didn't belong in their conference, and they dispatched the Dallas Stars. The only question the Dallas Stars are going to have to ask themselves is, were they exhausted again from going through the war in the Central? You beat Colorado, you beat the President's Trophy winners. Did you really have nothing left to play the Oilers? Or did you just get ragdolled by the Oilers and the Oilers' speed? You guys let me know down below. Go down below, comment, like, let me know what you think. If you're a Dallas Stars fan, did you get ragdolled by the Oilers? Were you tired coming out of the series? Or were you happy with how the series turned out? All the answers are fine. Everything in this channel is respectful. There's no problem. You can disagree with Coach Ryan D any day of the week, twice on Sunday as you will. I welcome it. I love to see it. Fan participation is huge down here. We got a great community going. If you want to join the community, we have a Discord link down below as well too, especially if you want to talk about your team going into the finals. You're going to see our preview video tomorrow of the Oilers and the Panthers. You get a little bit of a taste from it here tonight. Thank you to all the Dallas Stars fans for being on this channel. I assume you're going to go have a great time with your summer now. But if you continue watching hockey, you're welcome to stay with us. If not, we'll do an exit video on the Dallas Stars. So put your notifications on if you want to see that one, or just check back in the channel in a couple days, couple weeks after the playoffs. We'll start talking about each team again. We'll break each one down. We'll have some great off-season content. We'll have some great regular season content. And then in, less than 9 short months, we'll just get right back into playoff content. And it'll be banging again. So thanks for being here, Stars fans. Oiler fans, can't wait to see you in the finals. Good luck against the Panthers, the Big Cats, meow, and Oil Country. I'm excited. Let's go.